Hello, everyone. My name is Glory, and today I am here with my partner, Jessica. Today we will be
Hi.
in Delegates 2020 Life in Education in USA. So, what is this event about? Delegates is OSIS BID's annual event where SMAC students can learn about education and cultures in foreign countries through speakers who have experienced life in these countries. Last year, students visited an embassy to join talk shows provided, but since the situation this year, obviously it's a little bit harder for us to do another visit. The committee has put up this event virtually so students can still learn about education and cultures through online medias. Today, we have a very special guest here who is going to share her experience while being in the USA. Please welcome Gabrielle Harvey.
Hi everyone. My name is Gabby. Should I tell my experience now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So at first, um, now I'm going to now I'm currently studying in UIC, which is University of Illinois Chicago. And at first I didn't like this wasn't my first choice. Like I originally studied in Canada, but for some reason, uh it didn't really match with my personality, so like I changed to UIC. And then the major I chose in UIC is bioengineering, and the reason why I chose it because I like biology, I like the medical world, but I don't want to be like that student because it takes up a lot of my time, you know. And then what else?
So, Gabby, you were an alumni from SMAC 5. Which batch were you in?
I'm a 23rd batch. Yeah, I'm a 23rd batch.
So, um, before you go to Illinois, Chicago now, um,
Hmm.
you said that you attend the university at Canada. What
Hmm.
major did you take there?
So I took computer science there just because I thought that the career prospect might be good because everything's like everything needs technology, right? Everything needs computer like nowadays, but it doesn't really suit up my personality. And then so I shifted.
And now, do you like bioengineering? Do you enjoy it, or do you feel like you still want to move to another area of study?
A major.
Yeah, major.
Okay. So I mean, currently I feel like I like it, like I'm passionate about it, but since it's the medical world, you gotta do like a lot of research into it. Like it won't be far from research, and then you gotta put effort. You gotta like join clubs, join. You gotta be active because like they really see your experience. Like you're a biomedical engineer. Like if you don't have any experience, if you've never had any project, or if you've never had like if you've never like put your hands on it, like people won't recruit you. Or but it's fun. I like it.
Okay. Before we go more in depth to that area, to like talking about university and life in the USA, I'm
Mhm.
I'm genuinely curious about what is the difference, like the main general difference between high school, SMAC Lima Panabur, and your life in university now.
um During high school, like I feel like high school is more busy because because in university, like you have all your responsibility like to yourself. If you're not being responsible, if you're not disciplined with your own, like it's really hard to catch up. But I think that's the main difference, like the responsibility. Because like during high school, the teachers keep on like reminding you like there's gonna be an exam, there's an assignment due like this week or tomorrow, and then like in university you gotta read the syllabus your own, and then you gotta know everything yourself. So self-discipline and responsibility. That's the most that's the most important things.
So before we move on, I just want to introduce you to our main topics. Today we're gonna be uh, talking about differences between high school and university life. Also, we're going to talk about admission and education in the USA, applying for scholarship and tips, and also experiences in culture shock. And today we are going to discuss about that with Gabby over here. So the next
Mhm.
question is it common for people to have a hard time to take care of themselves while studying abroad?
It really goes back to yourself, but it's not hard. Like, I mean, there like you gotta feel homesick, like that's for sure, that's for sure. And then, but eventually you're gonna make friends, you're gonna meet new people, and then it it goes back to yourself whether you enjoy it or not. So if you have like if you've decided that you want to go study abroad, you got to prepare yourself first, because it can be forced. Like in the middle, if you don't like it, you won't be able to go back and then like waste your parents' money, right? Yeah.
Okay, so for the viewers that are watching this live on YouTube, you can leave out your questions if you have any in the comment section on YouTube Live. Moving on to admission and education in USA, how is studying abroad or in the USA different from anywhere else in the world?
First of all, I personally think that the education system is different. Like, as in, I was first like very interested in studying in the US because of the Greek life. Like, I want to experience that Greek life because you can't get it like anywhere else in the world, right? Like to join a sorority or like a frat. I mean, I currently haven't joined one because I I was busy joining like a bioengineering clubs and stuff. But I'm planning to join a sorority like next semester because like they said there's a sisterhood for like a sorority, like the bond is really strong, and then you get a lot of network from it. Like a lot of my friends get a reference job like from their friends in the sorority and stuff. So like that's the first thing I'm very curious about. And then the second one is that the USA is like known as one of the most developed country, right? And then despite like anything that's going on right now, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for me to like explore and years.
So are there any useful tips for us, the high schoolers, to choose a university? Probably specifically in USA.
Wait, can you repeat that? I think my connection was unstable.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So, the question is, are there any useful tips that you want to share to us about choosing the right university?
Okay. So first you gotta do your research, cause the university that you're gonna choose kind of depends on like what major you wanted to pursue, right? Like the reason why I chose my university is because they they were funded by a lot of organizations for research, which is very important for my major. And then, like, as if you want to go to like business school, you can like look up for something else, because every university has its own specialty. Like you can't really see based on the ranking. Like, I mean, you gotta do the research, like which major you want to dive in, and then which university is the perfect one for you. And then you look up for like the opportunities, like as in like scholarships, and then their surroundings, like the city, or would you be able to like cope up with that. And then I usually do like a research before I go into a university, like what kind of people will I be living with. Like there's an Indonesian student orgs, right? Permias. So before that, I looked up Permias Chicago, and then see like what will my friends look like. What's my friends gonna look like? Like, I mean, and then get to know them first. Like I texted them, because one of SMOC 5 alumni go also goes UIC. She introduces me to everyone so that I'll be able to like. I mean, I have some friends there before I even go there. I think that's important.
What about the student debt, the money you pay to go to university? Like, are there the claims about American students like being poor or stuck in a poverty and having to pay a lot of student loans true? What is it like for you?
I mean, as an international student, like of course the tuition is 2 or 3 times higher, because a lot of Americans go to university for free. They have financial aid from the government. Like one of my friend, he also he gets like a free tuition, because he keeps on applying for financial aid, and then scholarships, and also the student loans. It's kind of true, because a lot of them doesn't have money to pay, and then they take up student loans and stuff, because you can pay it for like your whole life. Like it's not limited for like a couple of years. And then some of them also, like a lot of them works by themselves to pay for their own university, because they're allowed to work from like I think the age of 14 or 16. So like their parents want them to have a responsibility of their own to pay their own tuition, because as they're taking a loan and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, student debts are high in the United States.
So if the student debts are high, do the university itself has like health insurance for their national or international or local students there?
Health insurance?
Yes, like for example, you got into an accident in the process of learning. Is there any like insurance from the university, or is that something that we have to take care by ourselves?
So insurance is included in your tuition, because you have to pay it. So like usually there's the university has its own medical area. Like mostly they have their own like clinic or even hospital, so you can go there. So it's covered, but it's actually included in your tuition. But it's not covered when during the summer break. So they only cover the insurance only cover during your learning period. So like during your semester.
And are there majors in USA that doesn't exist in Indonesia? Maybe, like some specific majors that you found non-existent in Indonesia.
Talking about major.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I think your connection is very bad, Gabby. Hello?
Okay, wait, I think my connection was unstable.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hello? Can you hear me?
Okay,
Yeah.
hi. Wait, your face is freezing in my
Hi.
device.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay, so the last question was about, I'm sorry, it was getting cut.
Yeah. Are there any majors that you can't find here in Indonesia, there in US?
There are a lot of majors that I don't find in the in Indonesia. Like one of my friend is taking, I don't remember what's the major name, but like it involves business management and computer. So, but there are a lot of like majors that you don't know that it exists before I went there. Like even for medical and health, they divided it to like a lot of majors, and it also depends on like your university. But yeah, there are a lot of majors to explore.
Okay. Other than the major, I mean, of course, you chose UIC because of the major that you like, but I also want to ask about the scholarship. Are you personally a scholarship awardee, or do you know anyone who is a scholarship awardee?
So most of the Indonesians who go to IC, we all receive scholarships, but in different amount. So is it okay to like mention about like education agent?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So I know about this university from my friend, and she referenced me to an agent. So uh, I got into UIC with the help of Vista Education, and then they also told me about the scholarships opportunity, and the highest you can get is in UIC is $10,000, and then you gotta do some interviews, and then if they feel like you're worthy, they're gonna give you the highest they're gonna give you the highest scholarship you can get. Like a lot of us like get like a 10,000 scholarships, and then or like I think the least was 7,000 as far as I know. So like a lot of us, like all of us get scholarships, but it also refers back to your report card, and then how you did in the interview.
What about the tuition fee? You
Really?
mentioned $10,000, right? That is like um how much does that cover the tuition fee?
It covers 30% of your tuition. So it's a lot of help, definitely. Because most of the university and in the US it's kind of hard for you to get like that big scholarship for new students or especially international students. And then in addition, I also applied for international student scholarships after I got into UIC. So it kind of helps me with the tuition. So I got a 10,000 scholarship, and then I applied for another 5,000 scholarship. But the 5,000 one requires much more work because you gotta write essay, you gotta write your financial situation.
Oh
And
no,
like
your connection is
your GPA is also required. Oh,
your
I'm
connection
sorry.
is unstable again. Yeah, your face just freezes. Okay. Um, if we may know, what is the actual like tuition fee that you have to pay as an international student in UIC?
I think most of the US university cost you around 30 to 40,000.
And the $10,000 scholarship is only like on the first year, or it is given to you continuously every year?
No,
Oh,
it's
so it's
given to
only
me
on the first year.
continuously, and no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
oh,
It's
oh,
it's
oh,
it's for 4 years, and then
okay.
but you gotta maintain your GPA. It's gotta be like about above 3.0. I think it's gotta be above 3.0 or 3.2. I mean, it's not hard
Okay.
if you're from SMOC 5. It's not hard at all. You gotta put effort, but you
And
still have to put effort.
okay. How did you apply for that scholarship, the $10,000 one?
So through Vis through Vista, I applied for different. I think I applied for 3 universities, and then once you apply, they got they're gonna offer you the scholarship right away. Like they're gonna include you during the admission to be considered as a recipient for the scholarship, and they're gonna determine like how much you're gonna get. But I think I applied to like 3 universities. I applied to UIC. I also applied to University of Utah, and then Kansas University. But the biggest scholarship I can get was from UIC, and then it's in Chicago. It's in city, which I know I'm gonna like it more. So I chose UIC.
Okay. Um, you mentioned about applying to Utah and all
Mm-hmm.
those other schools. Um,
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering about the rankings, and I've heard about Ivy League colleges, and America has Ivy League colleges. What is Ivy
Uh-huh.
League, and is UIC um is UIC an Ivy League or not?
No, definitely not. Ivy League is like the top 10. I think it's the top 7 private. Wait, sorry. I think my connection's unstable. It's the it's the it's composed of like 7 or 8. I don't really remember of like private universities in the US, such as Harvard, Yale, Princeton, UPenn. Like I mean,
Okay,
yeah. So it's private. That is private universities,
okay,
and UIC is not one of them. Definitely,
okay.
not even Berkeley.
Um, if I may know, what are the requirements for the scholarship? You mentioned also the $5,000 scholarship. Is that like from the government, or is that like from an additional something from UIC, or do you get it from like companies?
I got the 5,000 one from UIC because there's only one option available for international students to apply, and then it's open for undergraduate and graduate students. And then I applied for it. and then the requirements are your GPA, your personal letter, and then financial statement. I think that's it though. But it's just a lot of
For you,
competitors because there's a lot of international students. But it's not
for you, okay,
impossible.
okay. But for you personally, is it hard to get those kinds of scholarships, or you can just get it easily or something?
Not really though, because I mean, I feel like you still gotta put effort. You gotta look for scholarships for sure, because there's not a lot of scholarships available for international students. And then once you find the opportunity, why don't you just go for it and like apply for everything? I mean, I applied for like a lot of scholarships and then I only got one. So, I mean, thankfully I still got one.
Yeah, thankfully you still got one. I'm also wondering about college. Is college different from uni, or is it the same? What is the difference if it's different? Can you please tell us?
So, college is usually a 2-year based institution. So, during college, you're only going to get an associate degree. But in university, you're going to get a bachelor's degree. So, after you graduate college for like 2 years, you can continue to like a university. A lot of people chose to go to college first because I mean personally I feel like one, it's cheaper to go to college, to a community college first, and then you can also aim for like a higher university, like top universities, because we're national students, right? Most universities require like SAT or like IB or Cambridge based curriculum, and we don't have it. So going to community college is an option because not a lot of universities offer you the opportunity to like get in right away, like UIC.
Okay, so before we move on, I want to remind all the viewers in the YouTube Live, if you have any questions, you can write it down in the comment section. Now we're moving on to the topic about experiences and culture shock. The first one is, how do you socially adapt to the difference in our habits, and how do you make new friends who are nationally different? Usually, our boundaries is that we have different culture in some nationality that doesn't really fit into ours. How do you adapt with that?
I mean, to adapt, it's not hard, but you gotta put effort. You gotta like open yourself and like wanna know them, and then talk to them, or uh but you can definitely get close to them through student orgs. Like that's one of my experience through like student orgs, or like like an organization helps because it binds you together. And to adapt, you can just, I don't know how to say it, but like you can just like when you feel like they don't suit you, like I mean you gotta make friends, right? Like your network's important, and you can pick who you want to get close to, but it's okay to be friends with everyone, right? I mean, it's definitely different, even.
Okay, so are there social groups in your experience? Are there tend to be exclusive, like towards like probably the one nationality groups up with the other nationality that is the same? Is that kind of exclusive, or in your experience, it's not very exclusive? It's pretty open and it's pretty easy for you to fit in.
I mean, um, still though, there are like groups of people that's kind of exclusive. Like from my experience, Russian or Ukrainian, they tend to be like wanna hang out only with Ukrainian or Russian. Like they're not really open, but you can't really judge it because like I first thought that Korean are not really open because they also go like in a group of Koreans or like Filipino, but they're actually open to like anyone. But you have to like approach them or
Okay, so in your opinion, what do you need to do in order to uh, do the process of adapting? Like, what do we have to change about the stigma to other nationality as Indonesian?
wait, can you repeat the question?
Like, what do we have to change in our mindset to adapt in a new um,
Mm-hmm.
in a new environment as Indonesians?
First, you gotta be more open-minded. I mean, open-minded doesn't mean like you lost your values, right? But you gotta be open-minded because like there people make friends like easily, like you know, like through Instagram or like through Snapchat. Like you can just make friends. Like they're not gonna like stereotype you or like they're not gonna say that you're flirty or stuff. Because I mean, it's still uncommon in Indonesia, right? To like talk to people through Instagram or like Snapchat. But like there, it's very common to like have friends and then to like to know people from social media because a lot of them are like open-minded and they don't like they're not gonna like tell you straight away like don't get close to me, I have a boyfriend, or like don't get close to me, I don't want to so first things first is like you got to be open-minded but not losing your values.
So about social life, like you're outside of the university, like how much uh do you put out for like your living costs? Because it's definitely different than Indonesian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you live? Like in a dormitory or something, or like just in an apartment, or do you have some like accommodation that is different from the university?
So living in the dorm costs you like so much more. So I I live in the dorm for like for the first year because it's required, and then the second year I look for an apartment with my friend, and it's so much cheaper. And it's also so much cheaper if you cook. Like don't go eat out all day because like one meal could be like your 3 days cooking if you cook. I mean, like it's that much of a difference.
So you mentioned that it is mandatory to stay in a dorm for the first year.
Yeah.
Um, is the uh, is the is the dorm is provided by the university, or is just another like attached apartment to the university, like in the same agent as the university?
And then they have like a dining hall for students who live in the dorm because I think most of the dorms require you to like to take a meal plan. So you gotta eat in the dining hall, and like it costs you a lot.
So from what you mentioned, I probably assume that the living cost is pretty high there, definitely different than Indonesian and also like other countries, probably because the quality there is different, right? And to complete that type of lifestyle, do you take a part-time job?
So as an I think, can you hear me? Okay. So like as an international student, you can't work outside campus. You're not allowed to work outside campus in the US if you're an international student, unless it's an internship that's your major.
So
I'm sorry.
So, as an international student, you were not supposed to take any part time jobs apart from your major.
But you can work or working in the bookstore or the campus Starbucks like that.
Oh,
So you can
so
work on campus. You can be a
so
tutor.
inside.
Yeah, only limited to like inside.
Okay. So, how difficult is it for you to adapt with like different season? Here in Indonesia, we don't have too much like season changes and stuff, right? So, how do you adapt with like the change of seasons?
I mean, it's not really much of a work. It's just like during winter, you just gotta use like have a proper jacket. That's like for sure. You just gotta bundle up, and then other than that, it's not really much of a difference though. Other than the winter,
Oh,
because
so
because
Chicago.
every house has heater though.
So Chicago is in a colder area of the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Is it not like too different? Like I heard uh like winter and autumn is a little bit way colder.
So the thing is, I've adapted in Like I adapted to it in Canada because it was so much colder. So like going to Chicago is not much of a difference. Like I mean, it's warmer than the place like I went to in Canada. But the wind, the wind in Chicago is like is very strong. Like that's why it's called the Windy City.
Oh yeah, so Canada is the way colder area. Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any like limitations of things that you you can do as an international student? Like before you mentioned that you can't work outside of the campus. Like what else? What
Mhm.
are the limitations?
Mm, I mean, as in limitations and opportunities, uh, I think scholarship, and then work, and then nothing else though. I think that's it. I mean, it's pretty accessible to international students, but like you just can't work outside campus.
Gabby, I'm curious. How did you come
Mhm.
to the thought of wanting to study abroad and not in Indonesia? Because most students that I know, my friends personally, they would rather choose to continue their study in perguruan tinggi negeri rather than like
Mhm.
going abroad. How did you come up to the thought that you're going to study abroad in the first place?
I like to explore new things. I mean, at first, I also wanna go to like ITB or UI, right? I even planned to, but like, I don't know. Some part of me wants to like explore and then get new experience, and then um, being able to independently, because you can't really like rely on anyone. It's gonna build a character.
I'm sorry, can you repeat what you just said because your connection is um
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Unstable. Okay. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
Okay. So, I mean, at first, I also want to go to Parttime, but some part of me wanted to be like independent. Like I want to experience how to live by myself, how to like depend on myself, and then learn new cultures or gain new like experiences. Cause I feel like it builds up your character. Like
Mm.
it toughen up yourself. Like I feel like I've toughened up myself.
And you talked about studying in Canada before you moved to the US.
Mhm.
There's a viewer, uh, Kevin Ang. He asked, "Why did you move to the US, and what's wrong with the university in Canada?"
Okay. So there's nothing wrong. It's just that the university that I chose is in the suburbs. Like I mean, the city itself is not developed enough, and then it's kind of hard to travel if you don't have a car. Because first of all, like the weather is crazy. The weather is like when it's winter, it's like too cold. You only get like 3 months of summer, and then the rest of it is like winter. Um, first like travel difficulty, and then second one is that there's not much to do. Like I wanna go study while exploring the city, but there's not much to explore. And then,
Mm.
but there's a plus thing about going there is like because there's not much Indonesians. Like the bond within the Indonesians is really strong. So we really help each other a lot. But it just doesn't suit me because it's not a really big city. I don't feel like there's a lot of opportunity for me to find. And then,
So you're basically bored with the city in general, right?
I mean, I think it's because of my personality, but like some of my friends are able to like live with it. It depends on
Okay.
yourself. So you gotta go back to yourself and ask yourself what do you want, because that's what I did wrong in the beginning. Like I didn't really know what I want, and then I have to like move.
Mm. But now you're happy with your choice of University of Illinois. Now you're happy, or you're still thinking about it?
I'm happy. I'm
Okay,
happy.
good to hear. Do you plan to like continue working in Chicago? Because I heard that you love that city so much, right?
I would want to work there. I would want to work there first, like after I graduated. Like that's one of my goals. Like if I'm gonna study abroad, I might as well wanna work there first, like gain some experiences, and then I don't know who knows you'll be able to live there or like I don't know. Just look for opportunities. But I'm like, yeah.
Uh,
So with
there's
your
there's
I'm sorry. Jessica, do you want to
may,
go first?
yeah, sure. Okay. May I? Okay. Thank you. Uh, what was I trying to say again? Oh, um, talking about graduating from university. There's actually a question from Nasa. Does university help us to find a job after we graduate?
The university has a lot of resources that you can look into. Like they usually every semester they have like a job fair where you can like go to like companies like they're like there are a lot of companies and they have their own booths because like it's in a big hall and all the companies come to the university and then you'll be able to talk to them and then give out your resume. So that's one of the way they're helping us in finding jobs, like
Okay.
through those kind of events.
Speaking about jobs, I have a question about
Mhm.
internships. Oh, there's
Uh-huh.
actually a question about internships from NASA. Um, does the university usually includes internships in the year of the program?
Oh yeah, so for engineering major, they actually have the program is called GPIP. It's guaranteed paid internship program for engineering students. So it'll be available to you after your first year. So after your first year, you're gonna have a 3 month summer break, right? And then during that 4 month summer break, they're gonna ask you if you want to join the GPIP program, and then you gotta submit like your GPA, and then there are some courses that are required for you to join that internship program. So based on my major and my program, internship is being made available to you after your first year.
Okay.
But it's on campus internship. So you work in the campus labs.
Okay. Glo,
Uh-huh.
I
Yes.
think you have something to say.
Yes, I was thinking about like the university that you're in, like Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what are the majors there? What kind of university is the University of Illinois Chicago? Like, is it oriented to just science, just social, mixed, or what
No,
kind of university it is?
it's mixed. Like there are a lot of majors. There are communication, business, um, architecture, engineering, nursing, and it's really good. Like the nursing is really good because they have their own medical area, and then yeah, it's a mixed university though. It's like UE here, yeah.
Okay, so we have a question from Evelina J. Does your major have a good prospect?
I mean, during this pandemic, I feel like it really has a good prospect because health and technology is going to be one of the area that most people are gonna need, right? And then yeah, I feel like it has a good prospect. Like it's developing every year.
Okay, so we also have another question from Odelia. Do you have any PR plans in the future since Canada and America require a PR for a longer time to work or even stay? Or do you have plans to go back to Indonesia after graduating?
So, well, in the US, if your major is included in the STEM major, like the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, I think, like they offer you 3 years OPTs, like after graduation work permit, and then after that, if the company wants to sponsor you, you can get a work visa. And then after you get a work visa, if the company likes you, they might want to sponsor you for a green card so you can stay and live there longer.
Okay, so another question um, from our teacher, Miss Lucia Febrialita. What supplies did you get from SMAC 5 for your study in US? And what are your strengths as SMAC 5 student, alumni, I mean, compared to other students from other high school?
Mental, because in SMAC 5 there are a lot of exams, right? You got exams like every day. You got, I mean, despite all the exams, like I was quite active because I also joined the student council and stuff. Because like, I mean, for me, it's personally not all about the education. Yeah, like you gotta get some experiences. So like time management, and then yeah, like the workloads that SMAC 5 is giving us, like university is much easier because like it's not as dense as high school, but you gotta be responsible and you gotta be disciplined.
Okay, so speaking of SMAC 5, you as an alumni, we have another question from Tia Tia. Can you tell us what is your most memorable moment in SMAC 5?
Escalates. Escalate is definitely one of the most memorable moments.
Were you one of the committee that works in Escalate, or?
Yeah, I was the secretary, but like I mean, as a secretary, you don't really work much. Like you don't have that specific group, like. But still, it's fun. It's fun.
Okay, because this year we are actually celebrating our 10th year of Escalade, and we're doing it online. So it's as SMAC 5 student, I can tell that everyone in the committee is working very, very hard for this year's Escalade, especially because it's the first virtual one. We have another question from Febe. How do you deal with homesick? Because it's obviously a thing, right? You went abroad. You didn't go home for quite a while. How do you deal with homesick?
I call my parents almost every day, so like it kind of helps me with the homesick, and then the workloads that the university is giving to you is also distracting me from focusing on the thought of being homesick, and then going out with your friends helps a lot. Yeah, like you get any distraction or like just travel around by yourself.
Okay, so keeping contact with family and friends is definitely an essential. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, are you troubled with different time zones now that you're studying from home, right? You're in Indonesia right now, right?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Chicago, Indonesia has a 12 hours time difference, and then it's gonna change after the daylight saving. It's gonna change to 13 hours, I guess. But I mean, I feel like my sleeping schedule is a mess right now. Like it's flipped, and I have a class like at 2, so I usually sleep every day like at 5 or 6 or even 7. But I mean, you're gonna get used to it eventually. But it's just like you're gonna be awake like after 12 p.m.
Okay, so another question we have actually from one of the committee from Escalate.
Mhm.
Which department are you in? And so I'm assuming because you were the committee of Escalates as
Uh-huh.
secretary, are you the the student council secretary, or were you in
Yeah, I'm the student council secretary, so that's
uh
why I'm the Escalade secretary as well.
okay. So another question we have is um okay, I'm gonna ask a question because we have no more questions here in the live chat. I just wanted
Okay.
to remind everyone watching in the YouTube live, if you have any more questions, you can submit it in the live question section. Oh, so how do we earn money and have business while being in college, in your opinion?
Wait, make money while in college? Oh, it depends though. Like, I feel like in the US, you can't really make money because they're very strict with copyright and like even if you sell your cooking to like other people, which is not that's not close to you, you're gonna like if they get intoxicated because of your food, they can sue you. Like everything in America is about like suing each other, you know? I mean, not really, but like it's really easy to sue each other. So like I don't think it's really possible in the US to make money like your own business while in college, but you can make money through working on campus because you get a pretty decent amount of money. But in Indo, I feel like you just gotta like spare your time to like explore what you like and then what type of business you want to get into, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of opportunities like probably like investing, trading, or even like if you like to cook, you can sell your cooking, right?
Speaking
You just
about
gotta make
money, oh,
Mhm.
still want to
Yeah, it's
continue.
okay. No,
Okay.
no.
Speaking about money, do you find education in America quite affordable, or is it like extremely expensive?
I would personally say it's quite expensive, but it's affordable if you can like look if you can find scholarships, because it's not impossible to find scholarships. Like it's possible, but you just have to put effort in finding it. So I would personally say in the middle, I guess, like between affordable and not affordable.
Okay. There's actually a question from Angel. Where and how do you found about the scholarships?
So I talked to my friend about it because she got it from Vista, right? And then that's how I find out about the scholarships because I think it's a program though. There's a program for it because it doesn't only involve UIC. It involves like a lot of other um, universities, like I mentioned before.
Okay. Speaking about the scholarship, is there any certain tests or requirements to get those scholarships or to go to an American university in general?
Uh, the requirements are different. So
Do you have to go through like a written test though, or
no, I
just
don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I don't have to go through a written test. I
There's
think,
no. Oh, okay.
but some American universities require SAT or like IB or IB certificate, and they don't accept like only the national examination or stuff. So that's why a lot of people go to community college first and then proceed to university.
Why didn't you, if I may know, why didn't you take that plan? Like, if going to community college is easier to get accepted to uni and it's cheaper, sounds to me like it's
It's a
better
good
to go.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's gonna be cheaper the first 2 years, but I mean, after that, I got an A for like a top university, right? Like a really good university, and like it's kind of hard to. It's not impossible, but I think there's less opportunity to find scholarships in those top universities, and they cost like more. They cost a lot because it actually ranges from 40 to 50 for the tuition. So I mean, like a 10 grand is like 10 grand different is a lot.
But if you graduate from an Ivy League school, doesn't that mean that you're going to get a higher paying job or easier to get a job or something like that?
I mean, it actually depends on your experiences during university too, because they're not gonna hire you if you graduated from an Ivy League school, but you don't have any experiences. You only have like a 4.0 GPA without having um without having experiences. Like, I mean, I feel like my university is good enough to provide me for my future career um because of the funding for the research and stuff. I feel like I can do my research because I'm currently involved in a research. So it can build up my resume. And then the company that's gonna hire you, we're gonna look at your resume and like, oh, this person has a lot of experience, and then like they know you have like you put your hands on it already, and then you have worked on some stuff before. So would you rather choose like someone with experience or like someone? I mean, you gotta get a pretty good GPA too, right? But you gotta get some experiences too, because you don't want to just hire someone who has a pretty high GPA, but like they can't do much. They're just good at tests.
So in conclusion, there's more to just a good university and getting a good future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, university also like opens you to like opportunities, but everything's like possible.
Okay. I'm gonna go into the questions. There's a question from Angelian. When did you first decided to study abroad? Did your parents support you, or do you have any tips to choose to those who have problems with convincing their parents to study abroad?
Wait, sorry, it was getting cut. Can you repeat that?
There's a question from Angeline. She asked, "When did you first decided to study abroad? Did your parents support you, or do you have any tips to those who have problems with convincing their parents to study abroad?"
So I first have the wants to like to study abroad. I think it was in 11th grade. and my parents support me. So I don't know about like how to convince your parents and stuff, because my parents have always been supportive. So I feel like you gotta prove yourself to your parents that you can be trusted if you want to study abroad, because you can definitely, yeah.
Okay. Glo, do you have any other questions?
Yes, I'm gonna read another question in our YouTube live chat. So another question from Tia. Do you pay taxes or other requirements that American citizens must pay while you're staying there?
No, I mean like the tax for shopping is that like you definitely gotta pay tax for it, but other than that, you don't have to pay taxes unless you work. So I work, for example, like last year I worked for the orientation, so I gotta pay tax for it. But other than that, you don't have to.
Another question from Diana. What is some important things that we should know before considering to go to college in the US?
First of all, probably know your budget. Like budgeting is important, and then know what major you want to pursue so you can choose the right path. Yeah, and ask those questions to yourself. Like prepare yourself.
And then
uh,
Jessica, you go first.
okay. Speaking about budgeting, does your college offer financial aid for international students? If we don't get scholarships, because scholarships you have to work for it, right? Does your college offer financial aid?
So as far as I know, financial aid is from the government, and the government doesn't offer scholarship for international students. So you can only get your funding from the scholarships. Also, like in my research, like my professor funded one of his researcher before. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities. Like you don't have to like go for financial aid. Like there are a lot of opportunities you can find. But no, the government doesn't offer you international students.
Okay, so a question from Christy. Due to COVID-19, I know that American colleges either offer full online classes or hybrid classes. Which one are you currently experiencing?
So my university adopts hybrid classes, but they're making everything accessible online.
So, from before you told us that you were dealing with like the different time zones where you took classes from at 2 a.m., right? And so the other ones that are not available online is now available online, or it's just like canceled?
It's available online. Everything's available online, but you can go to class if you want to go to class.
Okay. Oh, so it's okay for you to go there as a national student.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Because the professor might probably not in the class, right? Or is he teaching inside the class?
Yeah, he's teaching inside the class. So like it's a live lecture.
Oh.
Some of it are live lectures, some of them are recorded.
So for the recorded ones, the ones that are on site are watching videos.
Yeah. And you can only like talk to your professors during office hours or drop-in hours.
Oh, okay. And then what what do you think are your experience that prepared you for the future, like in college, in university, and in probably high school? Like, what type of experiences do you think?
Being active is very important because like it I'll be able to like manage my time like efficiently, and then projects in in university, like that involves related things with my major, and then the research I'm currently doing before I went back. I feel like, yeah.
Speaking about experiences, have you ever gotten the chance to go on a student exchange program or something like that?
No, but I don't think I'm going to do a student exchange because I feel like and I would wanna take the opportunity just to be active on campus and do internships in the US.
So you basically love the US so much, yeah, until you don't want to go on exchanges.
I mean, not really, but I mean, I'm not considering about doing an exchange because probably if I go to Hong Kong for university, I would want to do a student exchange like to the Europe or to the US. Like I want to go somewhere outside Asia. But since I'm outside Asia already, I don't know where to go for like exchange.
Why not Europe or Canada, England? I mean, there's a lot of like outside of Asian countries, right? Australia.
Yeah. Apart than that, I'm also considering about the difficulty, you know, like about moving somewhere else again for like a period of time. Like
Okay.
I just wanna use my time to like do other things other than exchange.
Okay. There's actually a question from Nicholas. Why did you choose USA over Europe or Canada in your case too?
The first thought was because of the scholarships I get. I think it's the main reason why I chose the US, because I got a big scholarship in the university that I want to get in. And then in Europe, why not Europe? I don't know. I've never thought about going there.
Okay. What else? Let me see. There's another question from Florenza. What is the biggest difference between Asian and American education?
I think Asian education are mostly based on grades, right? Like tests and stuff.
True, yeah.
That's what I experienced. But in the US, it's mostly about like projects and like group discussion, you know, like papers, like research.
Okay. Are you like close with your professors, or are you just like, because in Asia we usually like some students can be close to professors. Is it the same thing in America, or there's a certain like wall between? Oh, it's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. You can be close like with a professor, and then you can actually get opportunities from like your professor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Glo, do you have anything else you want to ask?
Yes. So I'm a 12th grader, and a lot of my friends
Mhm.
actually haven't really started looking for their college or uni yet. Like for us, the 12th grader, is it too late to find like a study for studying abroad, or in your opinion, it's okay, but it's just a little bit harder?
Wait, what do you mean? Like it's too late?
Maybe because of the timing is not right, or like the the schedule for the applicants are not in the right timing as the 12th grader. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's not too late, but you better like do your research early and fast, and then be concise about it. But it's not too late though, because I mean, if you can't get into like the fall term one, you can get into the spring one, like the next semester. You know, like better than not knowing where to go, you better be sure like where you want to go.
So is the ones in like the fall and spring test, or like the not the test, the schedule for the applicants, is that only available in the US, or do you think it's also available in like Europe or any other Asian countries?
I'm not really sure about that if they open like terms admission, but what I know is you can like the US and Australia opens like term admissions. They open admissions every term, I think. I guess, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I there's actually something that I'm really curious about. How often do you come back home to Indonesia? Because the flights from Indo to US and back to Indo is kind of like it's very expensive. How often do you come home?
So I just went to the US like last summer, which is 1 year ago. So since then I haven't gone back till last May. Since May. So like a year.
Is it because why? If I may know why? Because I'm very close to my parents, and I'm very interested myself to study abroad, especially to the US. But I feel like that's my biggest problem because I'll just get homesick. Why didn't you come home earlier and more often? Is it because of the
Uh
like
okay.
workload or?
So on December, like my brother visited me, so I don't have to go back because my brother visited me. And then uh if there's no COVID, I don't think I'm gonna go back because the internship is gonna take time during the summer, right? But because of Corona, then I go back. Other than that, I don't think I'll be able to go back till December.
Okay, so that was the last question for our segment. Gabby, thank you so much for attending our
Thank
delegates
you.
Thank you so much,
this
Gabby.
year. You
Thank
can
you.
say your goodbye to our viewers in the YouTube live.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you everyone for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, Gabby.
Thank you so much, Gabby.
God
Good
bless
luck on your studies.
study.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, everyone in the YouTube live, we are going to start our quiz. We are going to open Kahoot. And to join the quiz, please put your real name and your class as the ID for the quiz, so that if you became one of the lucky winners, the committee will be able to contact you. Yes, we are going to wait for the screen to share. The game pin is 7820307. Please put your real name and your class as ID for the quiz.
Everyone, please use your real name and attach your class also, okay?
I'm so sorry for those who didn't follow the name rule. Will be kicked out of the game, and so to avoid that for being to happen, please just set your name and your class as the quiz ID.
Please don't forget to attach your name.
Okay, so our beloved participants who are not from Smack Live, you are allowed to join the quiz, but if you came out as the lucky winners, please screenshot it and also DM it to our Instagram at OSIS BID10. Okay, this is the first question.
Wow, that was fun.
Oh, yes, so congratulations to the winner. You deserve a prize given from OSIS BID 10. I think it was
Did you find the quiz very fun? I
Yes,
find it very fun.
yes. I was about to join in, but I think my device is not responding. So I just watched, and everyone seemed to enjoy it. I enjoyed it so much. What about you, Jessica?
Yeah, me just watching it, I enjoy it so much. Did you know most of the answers or were you confused? I struggled with some, but I know others.
I think I can probably answer most of them. And yeah, I think because I keep like listening to what Gabby has to say before, and also there's like some general knowledge in there, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Congratulations to the winners. Uh, we will be in contact with you guys shortly, I guess.
Yes. So the winners will be contacted by the committee. Please be available to be contacted. And also, we want to say thank you for attending our delegates 2020 uh,
Yes.
today.
Thank you. Uh-huh. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your support.
Okay, so the winners are from the first the first winner until the fourth in the podium. And you can send a DM to OSIS BID's Instagram to claim your prize. They will gladly contact you back and also inform you for your prizes.
I
Okay.
want to say congratulations to Agnes for being the first winner, Evelina for being the second winner, and Florenza for being third winner.
And also the fourth winner. We also have a fourth winner. Um,
Yeah, and there will be a prize for the fourth winner too,
yeah,
right?
unfortunately, we cannot see the fourth one. We will contact you later, and also, uh, please be please be available to be contacted. Okay.
Or if the winners have the committee's private chat, you can just contact them right away.
Yes, everybody, thank you so much for attending our delegates this year. I hope you guys enjoyed it and
Find it helpful.
yes, find it helpful for your future, also for your process in finding your
Universities
university.
yeah, to
Yes.
continue your study. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.